Hey everyone, welcome to my DIY video. This is Valerie. I am a young living oil dealer. I like that phrase. And I love to do DIY projects. And yesterday I did a bunch of DIY projects. I did not videotape them because they were repeats. I did a DIY face serum, a stain stick using thieves for the laundry, a hair serum, a oil roller. I put some pretty beads, chips, stones in my roller, and kind of replenished some stuff. Did some thieves spray for when I go shopping or I'm at the grocery store. What else did I make? I'm wiping down my little thing while I'm talking to you. But today I am going to make some homemade low carb keto friendly granola, which I made for my son this week, and he had some this weekend and he ate the whole container. He loves it. So there you have it. So the ingredients are almonds. I did some cheating by getting pre-prepped almonds and pecans. The nuts in this recipe are already partially chopped or sliced to my liking, so then I just have to give them a couple of pulses in a food chopper to be able to finish the job, seal the deal. And I am looking for what? I'm adding some of my own ingredients. This is a recipe that I found online, obviously, where I find most of my recipes, and then I modify it because that's what I do. I modify things until I find what I like. So I am adding to this some shredded coconut, some flaxseed meal, some almond flour, some low-carb sweetener like Truvia or stevia, or this one happens to be Whole Earth, which is stevia leaf and monk fruit. I happen to like this blend the best for baking. A pinch of pink salt and an egg white, which will help hold it all together once I get there, and some vanilla and some cinnamon for seasoning. So this is a pretty easy, basic recipe, and all you need are the ingredients and a processor, and you're going to bake it in the oven. So I just spray my cookie sheet with some coconut oil spray. And this helps make sure that it doesn't stick. If you don't have the spray, all you have to do is just melt a little solid coconut oil or liquid coconut oil, and you're able to go ahead and, get the pan coated. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. So, this is what I'm going to do. I've already taken my almonds and chopped 1 cup of those. They were slivered to start with, so I wanted to just not have big slivered chunks in my granola. And then I'm going to add a cup of fancy pecan halves because I love pecans in my granola. So I don't know what you would call this in terms of the name of it. It's vanilla cinnamon granola, whole grain, not whole grain because there's no grains in this, whole nut, I don't know. paleo cinnamon almond granola vanilla. Usually I can come up with a pretty fancy name. I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to give these pieces a couple of good pulses. And empty that into the bowl. So this is a cup going in the bowl. Can you see me? No. I have to move those. I need a better setup than what I've got. And a cup of flaxseed. The flaxseed is going to give it some texture. This is flaxseed meal, by the way. Oh, excuse me. A cup of almond flour. You want to put all your dry ingredients in together. And I'll show you how to add the wet. A cup of shredded coconut. Now, in terms of flavoring, you could add cinnamon, you could add pumpkin spice if you want the pumpkin spice flavor. But I always add vanilla with those kinds of flavors because vanilla will bring out the flavor of whatever it is that you're adding. I am going to add at least a tablespoon of cinnamon. And then I'll take a look at it and see if it's got the right look that I want. Cinnamon is a tricky spice to work with. If you're not careful, you can really overpower your recipe quickly, especially if you're just eyeballing it the way I do. Not everyone should eyeball it. If you're new to cooking, you want to make sure you're following an exact recipe. If you are a seasoned veteran, then you want to wing it, you can. Okay, so this looks okay. It smells insane. It's so good. And needs another tablespoon of cinnamon. All else fails, give it a taste. Now, if you had essential oils, you could also add those. I don't have all of the essential oils for Vitality for the sweet oils. I only have a few. And we are not going to add a lot of sweetener to this because I don't like a lot of sweetener in my stuff these days. I've kind of grown accustomed to not having it be sweet, super sweet. 2 tablespoons of the sweetener. We'll give this a mix. Yeah, that looks good. So this is what your mixture should look like. All brown and luscious. And we're going to add some salt. Now, sea salt or pink salt has a higher salt concentration than just table salt. So you're going to adjust that according to whatever salt you're using. I am going to put a half a teaspoon in for the whole recipe of pink salt. Less is more when you're using a higher concentration and a better quality of salt. Same thing if you were using oils. If you were putting like all of the essential oils in this for, say, a pumpkin spice, you would do only a drop or 2 of like cinnamon, a drop of clove, a drop of ginger, a drop of cardamom, and maybe a drop of thieves if you wanted to. and put all that in there. Now we're going to add the wet ingredients. And the wet ingredients are as follows. Oh, and we need to heat the oven up. I believe it's 375. So, into a cup or a bowl, we're going to separate one egg because we only want the egg white. How do you separate an egg, you ask? You crack it very carefully on the side so you have two parts. Hopefully they're equal parts. And then you separate it this way and just roll the egg yolk back and forth, and it automatically separates the white from the yolk, and then you're just left with the yolk. I will set this aside in a jar and put it in my coffee in the morning, because that's what I do. The crazy old lady puts egg in her coffee. There are worse things I could do, trust me. And for those of you that actually believe that I'm crazy, shame on you. This is some good stuff here. Alright, so we have our egg white in a measuring cup. And we are going to add 2 teaspoons. Whoops. Dropped the cap in the egg white. Even us seasoned pros have problems from time to time. Alright. So we're going to add 2 capfuls, because 1 cap is roughly a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I am using organic vanilla extract. I try and keep everything as organic as I possibly can, because that's going to help eliminate all the chemicals in your body and help you feel great. And then we're just going to give this a little mix. It should smell absolutely heavenly. I don't know as though that's enough. I doubled the batch from last time. I think I'm going to double the egg yolk too. I mean the egg white. So every now and again I like a little bit of granola in yogurt as a kind of like a dessert after my meal. If I want something sweet, but I don't want something that's too carby like keto cake. This only has a cup of almond flour for the whole recipe, and I'll probably put 2 or 3 tablespoons in a cup of yogurt, and that's enough. And I use the plain whole fat Greek yogurt because that's what's best in terms of carbs. It's lowest in carbs, highest in protein and nutrition. Alright. Now we're going to give this a mix until it's kind of lumpy. You want it to be a little lumpy, but not terribly lumpy. You don't want huge chunks. It should look like wet sand, I guess is the best way to put it. And you want to spread it out over your baking sheet. Now, if you have a sensitive baking sheet, it's not non-stick, it's an old-fashioned kind of baking sheet, then you might want to consider parchment paper or a Silpat baking mat. I just spray it with cooking spray if I need to. Or I will use my pizza stone if I think it's going to be terribly sticky, because it's already like seasoned and I don't have to worry about anything sticking to it. Even the sticky stuff like fathead dough can be super sticky. And if you try and just cook fathead dough on a regular cookie sheet, some problems. Alright, so you want to even it out so that it's pretty much level across your whole cookie sheet. I'm going to shove that bad boy in the oven. Alright, I store my nuts in the fridge because that way they don't go rancid. They get rancid with temperature. And that's my DIY tip for today, people. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow me for more DIY tips. I also love to do skincare, body care, home care, makeup. It's my jam. Have a good day, everybody. Peace.